at Split Rock, which is on the very border between New York and New Jersey. And we are getting some echo. We have an interesting broadcast for you from the pouring rain. There's been an abundance of rain. And I am Reverend Linda Bjork. I'm going to be your broadcast support today. And we're all here looking forward to sharing in this celebration of global spirituality and indigenous peoples everywhere. So we're going to get over to Chief Dwaine Perry, who is the chief of the Ramapo Lenaape Nation.
Kumakwa Netelamapo, Wawashishi Odui de Miwag, Chief Perry of the Ramapo Lenape, the Munsee, the Munsee people of this land. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this auspicious occasion because it is truly momentous. Today we are celebrating, as it was said earlier, within ourselves and without, in unity, that we have been blessed to reopen the sacred portal of our people being all of the people of the earth. I want to send out a real thanks to our relatives, the Mamos, for without who we would not be standing here. A number of years ago, we were really blessed to get the return of the land. It was quite a political struggle. It was returned. Then it was an interesting thing whereby taxes in New York became taxes in New York. But thank goodness the Ramapo people were able to gather together in a real good way in the county. Deborah and family, we were able to eliminate that burden. Today we're standing here at the end of doing the 4 pagamentos that was given to us in a sacred way to do with the Mamos of Colombia who came. I want to share the story a bit. One day we were having a meeting, typical New York meeting, and these beautiful people showed up that didn't speak Spanish or English, but they had an interpreter to tell us it was now time to re-energize the mountain because their elders sent them here to tell us to re-energize the mountain because it was important for all of the people of the earth. And initially, being a cynical New Yorker, I'm thinking, I'm not Harry Potter. But as time went on, our relatives shared a few drops of information that I assure you that not even perhaps an entire 1% of all of the Ramapos living here was aware of. At that point, we got more than serious and more than grateful, and we've been able to come forward. We have been coming together. We have our relatives here, and Veronica and everyone, and Miriam, all of our friends have come here and we have been coming to lift up the mountain. But in terms of the actual ceremony that needed to be done to re-energize the portal, it was done through and by the Mamos. And for that, we are eternally grateful. I would also like to tell you something about the mountain. It is not called the mountain in real life. It is called the temple. The temple is referred to as a she. The temple here, the Tahetaweew, the gate that opens, those who have come before and to those who are yet to come. The Tahetaweew is directly connected to the Pleiades. There are 7 like mountains temples in the world. This is one. You might know that the Egyptians and in Mexico, they built beautiful pyramids to mirror their connection to the Pleiades. This is a natural given site by the Creator has brought it to us. So we are more than pleased for that. And I want to thank everybody. And we're going to be moving forward. Before we move into our next sort of area, I want to explain, we're going to move around the stone. When we get behind the stone, you'll see the stairwell. We would just like you to just give us a prayer, share a prayer about life. The prayer is about unity. It's about togetherness. It's about sharing. It's about lifting each other up. It's not about mine. This is not the place that the world comes to that the Ramapo has. This is a site that belongs to all of the children of the earth. All of the children of the earth. And when you come here, you need to look at yourself as who you are. There's a thought beyond whatever culture you visit yourself as, whatever color, shape, or size or wealth you think yourself you are. You have to think far deeper, far more profound, and realize that in your total essence, we're all indigenous earth. And as that connection comes, we need to stand together in unity and walk forward and lift each other up in the same way. I would like to say, people would say, well, that sounds like a big thing. Not really. Every day, we can do a kindness, if not more. That simple kindness, be it hand somebody a shopping cart, open the door, whatever it is, that kindness is the answer to someone's prayer. So I am asking each and every one of you, at least once a day, find a way to be kind to anyone. And while you're here, I also wanted to add this part about the Tahetaweew split rock. Not only initially was it taken from us when our visitors came initially, our people, our elders, particularly our women, continue to come up here and do ceremony. When I was a kid, you might have heard me say this. I would say, well, Grandma, what is everybody going in the woods for? And the answer was, they're doing Indian stuff. That's code in our culture to say, little pigeons have big ears, mind your business. So we got through that piece. And then I think it was in the late 50s or maybe early 60s, they started burning crosses up here. So now our people sort of shied back away again. And as you can see from the vista, you can probably see a burning cross for 30 miles. Okay, we got through that and our people continued to come quietly up here. And then finally, just actually fortuitously, just as we were starting to reactivate our own energies, the Mamos came and really lifted us up into an entire different dimension of understanding. So for them, we are totally grateful. And I want to add one more sort of downside you can help us with right now. Consider it a kindness or even a prayer. After it was a place to burn crosses, it became what I call beer bottle heaven. They used to drink beer bottles and bust glass off the stone. And we have picked up literally thousands of little shards, but if you see any little shards, feel free. We have a bucket that says glass. And we don't expect you to do please call, but I'm saying, as a kindness to the earth, as a blessing to yourself, if you see something that you feel like you should bend over for, please pick it up. So that brings us to, once again, to now. When we get ready, I said it earlier, when we get ready, when we're finished right here in a moment, we're going to line up and we're going to go around the Tahetaweew. Is Blake here? Blake, if you would, when we get ready, please line up behind Blake and follow him around. When you get done, you're going to come in. Please be careful. This stone right here behind Reverend Dr. Carly, right there. And we're going to do 2 counterclockwise rotations. That will complete this part of sort of the blessing of the Pegamente for us, this everyday one for us as a unifying factor. And then we're going to come over here, we see the other pop-up. And as we assemble, hopefully everybody brought a few stones with them. We're going to do a 2-stone ceremony to begin to build an altar so that we will have a place to come in common to pray as we join up here. And I would also like to ask if there's anyone here that would like to do so, but understand it is to lift up all that has been done before and all that is to come. And yes, we're going to enjoy it too. So I want to really thank you. And I want to also thank all of these folks with all this electronic stuff, because technically, I don't know if I should say this out loud, but I'm techno brain dead. I don't know what they're doing. So I want to really thank each and every one of them. Thank you. So should we line up behind Blake now?
Yes.
Blake,
Yes.
this is Blake. Blake is
Perfect
gentleman
moment.
right here. Got his hands up. We're going to follow him back around and come out. And we need one more person. I guess it may be me.
So as they are gathering
it's a little
around,
slippery right there. Maybe
so as they are gathering now around, they're forming a line actually to go around this beautiful, beautiful rock that we have. Very significant rock, split rock, and as you heard, it's called the Tahetaweew in their language, and we are going to take the broadcast on a beautiful journey through other messages and videos from indigenous peoples from around the world.
Greetings, my human family of planet Earth. My name is Ejna Fleury. I happen to be an enrolled member of the Crow Creek Sioux tribe of South Dakota, but more importantly, I am a member of great lineage of spiritual beings, eternal spiritual beings who incarnate here in this human body for periods of time, and that we need to acknowledge this, to know this more firmly. And today I am here to honor and to celebrate the return of the precious spirit split rock mountain to the Ramapo Munsee Lenaape tribe in New York. And this will be received by Chief Dwaine Perry. And the name of Split Rock Mountain, Tahetaweew, actually means the opening of a gate. And to me, this return of the land and that name is a special meaning and significance now, because the portals are opening in our hearts. The doors of our hearts are being melted as we are acknowledging more and more that we have been here in forgetfulness, and that we are in an awakening time right now to remember our true heritage as spiritual beings. And the return of this land symbolizes this opening of the gate to more love, to more generosity of spirit, and to the opening to the possibility of our new civilization now. So let's see return of even more lands, not only in the United States, but across our whole planet, and for the relationships to heal and to grow, and the relationship with our great Mother Earth to heal and grow, and for the great repair that we need to make for her to heal and grow. The gates are open.
Iri mari wama watungi pukamanama prembai lachi dangi kiaka ura mero ula kaugi te hawate ula Chief Dwaine Perry Ramapo Lenaape. I was honoured last year to bear witness at the live, albeit online, live online to the cleansing of the land last year at Split Rock. And I'm further honoured to share this short message of celebration, acknowledging the return of Split Rock Mountain. As First Peoples of the land, we are very aware of the importance of the connection to country as vital to health. Our health is a nexus of three inseparable things: the health of the individual, the health of the community, and the health of the land. Over here in Australia and Victoria, we're in the process of negotiating a treaty over here with that. We are highlighting that our sovereignty has never been ceded and never will, as it has been for all First Nations people. in doing so, as all First peoples understanding, sovereignty to us is not what it is for colonisers. Sovereignty for us is about belonging to the land in the same way a child belongs to the mother. The child will grow up, the child could never own the mother, but no matter what age, will always belong to the mother. That is how we belong to country. That is what sovereignty is to us as First Peoples. We all share great joy when mother and child are returned to each other. The return of Split Rock Mountain to its children is a great outcome for us all. Justice, love, peace and harmony for all.
Oh, good morning, Creator. This is Grandma Jyoti sitting here on the sacred lands of the Pomo and the coastal Miwok peoples and shouting out our great thanksgiving to you for this day. For the new dawn of this day has arrived as the morning star called out to the Father's Son for him to bring his light into this day so that we could all stand up in that light and fill ourselves with our presence. I give great thanks, Creator, for this Mother Earth and all of her sacred territories. For these sacred territories are places that help her breathe more naturally and stir this creation in the making moment that she's in. I give great thanks for Chief Perry and all of his peoples and how they stood so strongly with this sacred site of Split Rock, and now have called her back into their caring arms so that they can hold ceremony there again, so that they can mark time as the cycles of life move through. I give great thanks how the president of Colombia went into Teneca, this first village of the Kogi of the Kagaba nation, and gave all their territory back to them. This wave of consciousness, this wave of return is moving across this Mother Earth, and other sacred sites and territories are returning to the original caretakers. And for this, Creator, I am oh so grateful. Let this movement continue. Let it only grow in its strength so that the original people can hold and care for this Mother Earth, following the protocols that she gave them in the original times. For once this occurs, then all can come back to balance again in a way of life that honors all life of sacred returns to us all. And this time of prophecy, this time of the turning, this time of returning to ourselves so that we might unify all nations and stand firmly with this Mother Earth, listening deeply to her so that we can assist her in her ascension process and into the new dawn. This is my prayer of gratitude. I give great thanks. I give great thanks. I give great, great thanks.
My name is Mildaji Bastida from the Otomi Toltec peoples from Central Mexico. And I'm very grateful to be sharing that I'm from the Zambata Valley, the Valley of the Moon. And we have a beautiful, an amazing place of the wetlands of Chimaliapan, the place of the shields. This sacred site is along the volcanic belt in central Mexico. Accordingly, with our stories and legends, there is a being that dwells in this sacred site. The Atlanchani, the Mashi Kenya. The Atlanchani is the mermaid that dwells in this sacred place of the Chimaliapan and the Meshpi, the Valley of the Moon, lakes. These lakes are the origin of Date, the longest river in Mexico that is also known nowadays as the Lerma River. We honor the Atlanchane, we honor all the beings that are around here, and it's so wonderful to be in companion with the beings and the deities that are dwelling in this sacred place. Thank you so much for allowing us to share, and that we are the caretakers and caregivers of such a beautiful time, such a beautiful space, such a beautiful sacred site, the Kamari.
We are continuing this global spiritual celebration from Split Rock. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you can catch up to that we are on the very border between New York and New Jersey, to a piece of very sacred land, including a spiritual portal for indigenous peoples and the globe. And in native language, we call it the Tahetaweew. What we're doing now is that we are preparing for our ceremony. And the ceremony that we're going to do is called the Two Stone Ceremony. But before we do that, we have gone through two cleaning rituals for this particular ceremony. The first one was at the very bottom of the mountain, where we get smudged and cleansed in our body and our heart and in our soul, our mind. And we make our way up the mountain. And here, before we go into ceremony, what we do is that we cleanse through something that the Kogi tribe and the Mamos have been instructing the Ramapo Lenaape Nation to do in this cleansing, which is to turn twice, counterclockwise. So we've just been going around the Split Rock, and we are now getting cleansed, giving thanks to nature and giving thanks to everything that our Creator has given us. So with that, we are going to get over here to our very wonderful Chief Perry, and he's going to lead us in this next segment, which is to start the Two Stone ceremony. But of course, we will also be waiting for those who are yet to finish up their cleansing. Let me take a little peek. We're going to be done in about a minute or so. So until then, we are going to enjoy the music from the women who are singing and drumming here. And soon we're going to be over with Chief Perry. So we are just getting started here with the two-stone ceremony. You have your sound on? I'm not hearing Chief through the Zoom room. Yes, I am just. Can we put the sound on from Steve Perry? If you keep talking, Chief, we're gonna know soon.
Hello. Okay, good enough. Alrighty. First of all, again, another thank you. I wanted to explain the ceremony, but before I did that, I also want to say, in a way, we really want to give thanks for the water, because the ceremonies we have been doing to complete the pagamentes, to open up the gate to empower the mountain, a central factor to all of them have been the water. Clean water, wholesome water, water to be shared, water of life. That was true when we did the solstice and the equinox ceremony. It was directed toward the sacred elements, of which one element is water. Also, when we finally did our last ones, in other words, the last three ceremonies had to do with the sacredness and the purity of water. And I would like to add this about water. It has to do, there's 97.5% of the water, in the fresh water in the world is renewable. It's the same water. Maybe it comes from a puppy's breath or a leaf or the sky. 2.5% of the fresh water in the world is the only water that grows. And that is, and I think everybody should understand the profundity of this, is the water that ran through the first woman on earth runs through each and every woman today. That's an extremely profound and deep charge, and we should walk with that understanding of who we are. So I'm honored to be able to share that. In addition, what we're going to do today, as you can see, we have water here. Because the ceremony itself is, and I'm going to ask each and every one of you, we're doing a two-stone ceremony. It's got a number of meanings. One is for our daily life, and one is for the spirit, like any altar around the country, if you're familiar with Native American ceremonies. That's what it represents. But on the other hand, it also represents the Tahetaweew for those who've come before and to those who are yet to come. What we're going to do is we're going to form the basis to our altar. That's essentially one by one. It's going to form an arc at about this distance, if you can see it. Wherever it comes to, it could come to here, or it could come to here on both sides. All right, when you finish that, essentially, you're finished. But we would like you to come here where I'm at now first. Let's form a single line coming this way and offer your prayer. It could be verbally out loud, or it could be simply to yourself, or rather quietly to the creation. And then after you finish your prayer, place your stones, and then you're free to sort of relax and wander a bit if you like, or stay in support. It's your call. So if we may, yes.
Can you explain to us here the significance of the recent solstice and what you did? It was only a few days ago, and how the element of fire and light is significant into how to continue with the elements here?
Okay, sure. Well, essentially, the initial ceremony we did on solstice which was the longest day of the summer, we use all of the sacred elements. It would be sweetgrass, cedar, and again, water. And what we would do is take a pinch of tobacco. And the reason we use tobacco is because it's considered not only the oldest plant, but the favorite plant of creation. So we're actually offering a blessing, or asking for a blessing of creation, by offering what is their favorite first plant. That is the use of the tobacco. And also, the reason we put it into a fire in general is because the smoke rises to the heavens. You're saying a prayer and you're allowing the smoke to take your prayers to the heavens so that your prayers are heard. So we were blessed to be able to do that for the solstice. And there again, as I said, one of the crucial elements of the gifts that are presented at that time is water. Water is truly the giver of life. And we should understand that. I don't want to go into the everyday political part of it, but as you know, people are destroying water 100 miles an hour, no water, no life. So there again, I would ask you to reflect on the importance of fire. Fire has a sacred meaning. It's not to burn down apartment buildings. It's to allow you to send your prayers into the heavens. Tobacco has a sacred meaning. It's a favorite plant of creation. It's to carry your prayers northward. This is why when you often see people smoke pipes. The pipe is to carry the prayers up. It's not to be sitting there. You're not to, I think somebody thought, I don't want to go into it, but it's not what a lot of people think you're doing with a pipe, with a chanupa. It's a very sacred thing. In many ways, it's exactly when we're talking about, I'm trying to think, the Ark of the Covenant. Well, the Ark of the Covenant, from my understanding, carries that message to the heavens. Well, that's what a pipe does every day, or tobacco does if it's used in a proper manner. So having said that, what I would like to do is start with one person. Maybe we can start with Dr. Carly. I would like to bring your 2 stones. You want to say a prayer, either aloud or to everyone else. Come here, please. Now, when you get done, you're going to come over here. Please leave a little space. You're going to put one on one side for life as we know it, and those who've come before, one on the other side for our spiritual intent, and for those who are yet to come. And at that point, it sort of concludes your personal thing, and we can guide ourselves back down the hill, or we can wait for whoever you want to wait for, relax and enjoy yourself. And I want to thank everybody, because I know at least initially, with all of the rain, people were going, oh my goodness, I'm going to melt. So I really want to thank all of you, and those who might have instruments, if you'd like to play softly while people are doing this ceremony, please do. Anashik, Ilumubati, Anashik. Thank you.
I pray that all beings go to sleep safe, sad, and warm. I pray that peace lays over all the lands like a blanket from the great Creator, and brings us into a new era, a new paradigm of love and joy, of verdance and abundance. Blessed be.
Oh. And also, everyone should be reflecting on the words or the thoughts being said while we are here. And to support the sounds. Alrighty, Helen, you want to be next? This is my good friend that should probably not even be out of the car. She climbed a mountain to be here with us from Massachusetts, and her husband there.
So what we're doing here at Split Rock, continuing this beautiful celebration of global spirituality, is a 2-stone ceremony where people say a prayer, and then they put down the 2 stones, one for their daily lives and the other for spirit. That is what we are currently witnessing here on this sacred day. This is such a significant place in time. The world has never been more in need of unity. And here we are celebrating the oneness and unity with all. And we're doing that in this very special place that, thank God, thank the Creator, has returned to the Ramapo Lenaape Nation. One of the reasons it's very contested. We're going to listen into the prayer.
I'm thankful to the Creator to be here today. I was speaking Cherokee because I'm enrolled Cherokee, and proud and honored to be here with my Ramapo relatives and other indigenous and non-indigenous relatives. And I want to enter in as a voice for my people and as a prophet for my people. I want to just declare and prophesy, and I'll do this part in English so everyone can hear. From this place, this high place, here in an important place in our nation, especially in the nation of the Ramapo people, out of this place, Creator, we ask that out of this place flow life, flow unity, flow peace, that becomes something that does not just stay here in New York or New Jersey, but this becomes a place that out of these rocks and out of the streams that flow from this place will freely flow across the nation and enter into crevices and cracks and deep wounds of this nation that have long been crying out. And as we heal the land, as we heal the rocks, the earth here today, we come back into alignment and into covenant with the heavens, with the Creator, the one Creator, the true Creator. And we honor Him, we honor His Son, we honor His Spirit, we honor His creations today, and we honor His people. Wado. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Chief.
What a beautiful
tobacco and cedar and herbs from our homelands, and then some wampum that I beaded for you for the honor gift. And just want to say Wado, thank you. And
thank you.
Oganali, that means my friend, my brother. So we stand with you and our people stand with you, and we're honored to be here today.
My head's not too big.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
Well, you already miracle. Mom.
What a beautiful prayer from our brother from the Cherokee Nation.
I want to make sure we have the right angles going. I'm going to open this up a tiny bit.
Chief is making the circle perfect for the I don't know if perfection has anything to do with it, but he certainly has a feeling for how things should be.
Thank you.
So we are continuing with this two-stone ceremony. And we are once again going to go around the globe, and we will have messages from more indigenous brothers and sisters from around the world. And we'll be back shortly.
Healing for our nation and healing for the nation. Healing for the
It's beautiful to see all of you. In my mind, I can see you. I can see the beautiful land of our brothers, the Ramapo people. And I had to stop, although I'm traveling as we speak up to a gathering up in the Laurentians and in Montreal. I had to stop at our Catskill Falls and to say huge congratulations and joy I have for the return of land that should always have been Ramapo land, has always in truth been Ramapo land. And Ramapo Lenaape spirits, I know, are singing wildly now. Great congratulations and love to our brothers from the other side camp that held the ground for the nation all this time, and those now, I'm thinking of old chiefs like Chief Tony Miller, Chief, the Bandams. I'm thinking a lot of old names, but I'm also really thinking happily of Chief Dwaine Perry and all of the powerfully beautiful people whose spirits have helped to hold the space until the land came home to the hands that it was always meant to be caretaken by. This is important. Shout out to Deb. Clan Mothers Unite. And tremendous love to all of you. All I can think to offer you to go with this is a victory song. Celebrate beautifully.
Kaya, welcome. Welcome to Wajak Noongar Budja. My name is Babagini, and I come from mixed cultures of the first peoples that came from England and Europe, who came and connected with the Wajak Noongar people and also the Namu people, of which I'm a descendant. And I stand here today on community ground. You can see behind me the Claysbrook tree. This is a place that has been known to bring all the tribes together, and also there's a Dreamtime story that's illustrated through these standing stones behind me, standing next to the Derbil Yerrigan, or the Mali Bilya, depending on which language group you come from, which is the Swan River where the black swan lives. And I come here today to weave cultures together, to help to weave hearts together. And as I do, I call upon the blessings of the traditional custodians of this country, the Wajak Noongar people, and all those that walk before them, all they are connected with, all First Nations, Torres Strait Islanders, and all indigenous peoples across this land, including the original one within you, the sovereign being that we all are. And we ask that we can call forth the wisdom keeper within us, the truth speaker. And we may unite in one heart and walk with gentle footprints as we lead our nations into a time where we can come together as sovereign beings, as one land, one heart, one earth, one galaxy, one universe, and beyond.
Hello, all my precious relations. I'm Dr. Anita Sanchez. I'm Nawa, which many know as Azteca, and Mexican American. I come to you from Colorado, the unceded territory of the First Peoples, the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Ute. I am so delighted. It's such a celebratory day. You are such an inspiration to me and to many indigenous people all over the world in the return of your ancestral lands, the Tahetaweew and Split Rock. Those ancestral lands are so important, and there is an awakening happening where people are realizing how we are part of this earth and this sacred land. It gives me such, my heart is just expanding to be able to be here with you. So thank you, Chief Dwaine Perry and the Ramapo people, and I would just like to invite all of our ancestors from all over that going back, that are here with us. And if you would listen with the softest part of your ears and your expanding heart, you can lower or close your eyes. Great Spirit, thank you for this day. Ancestors, continue to guide us. Guide us all in this beautiful gathering to put our hearts and minds together, to listen to the divine voice of you and of Mother Earth, that we might, at this threshold of change, precipitate the new, the renewal. Thank you for all that you give us, for the breath we breathe, for the fire within our body that gives us energy and movement, for the waters of the womb that wash our minds and bring the dreams at night. For you, Mother Earth, we move about you free, imbued with the power and the peace of our bones of our ancestors and our living relations. Thank you for the sacred wind, purifying and carrying the voices we need to hear from this gathering and around the world, and all gatherings where we bring together our love of each other, of our Mother Earth, and all the members in our hoop of life. Your voice for life in this gathering is so beautiful. All my relations, with love and kindness, aho.
Neguburi, Yama, in my language, greetings. Greetings to you all from Biddigal country, in New South Wales, in the land they call Australia, the great southern continent. I offer you, my relatives, across the world, across the nations, across the oceans, through the skies, this beautiful offering of our sacred eucalyptus prayers and blessings to you all, particularly for our native cousins and relatives who are reclaiming their sacred lands today, singing and dancing and walking in the footsteps of our ancestors, in your rightful place. May all indigenous people reclaim their lands, their languages, and practices. Woo! Winter solstice here is a dark night, and I light the fire and offer my love and blessings to you all for peace and unity and harmony. I acknowledge my ancestors, your ancestors, all elders present, seen and unseen, grandmothers and grandfathers, aunties and uncles, all nieces and nephews, daughters and sons, our beautiful elementals, four-leggeds, great spirit for guiding us, and love for the young ones and the babies who will walk in our footsteps. Enjoy your blessed day of reclamation, sending love to you in solidarity. And I offer my rattle that I was gifted, and my clapsticks. May they unite. May we unite. May we unite in peace and love.
We are receiving these messages from around the globe, from our indigenous brothers and sisters. And we are back at the two-stone ceremony here at Split Rock. We're on the border of New Jersey and New York, and we are giving thanks in this two-stone ceremony, both a prayer to our daily lives and a prayer to Spirit. And we have gathered in this magnificent place. And we are going to listen into Chief Perry, who...
I should thank everybody.
Yeah, why don't we thank everybody right now, Chief?
I mean, after this lady.
Yeah, after this lady, we're going to do a pausing of some thank yous.
Just like to offer everybody a thank you, and as you finish at this turn, we're going to have a little interview corner for those who may want to have a couple words they might want to share globally. So right now, I would just really like to thank all of the Native people, particularly here in the Western Hemisphere, that have risen up together and walked together, and stood together, and all of our relatives in all four directions of the earth, all of the Native people, all of our relatives, Uncle Gobble and the people in New Zealand, and our relatives in Chile and in Colombia and all over, and in Mexico. And it's exceedingly important. And for all those I have not called out to, know that all of the children of the earth, all of the Native people of the earth, we are still here, and we were going forward now as we were meant in the beginning to, as united people, as one people, as a larger people with a larger heart and a larger spirit. Now is the time of tomorrow. So I want to thank each and every one of you. And I wonder, there's some people I need to thank. Let me refer to my assistant here.
We're going to thank so many people from Unity Earth.
Well, I wanted to say Unity Earth, but there's two people. I think one, Mrs. Am I pronouncing her name correctly? Mrs. Valdez?
Sure.
Alrighty. And Ben Bauer, and especially his mom. And I'd like him to know I have my necklace on. Joni, thank you. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming, and each and every person that you're touching. And like I said, as we complete this part, there's going to be an interview piece over here. If you may have a few more words you'd like to share when you're done praying, please do. And Veronica, this is my dear friend here, and I'm going to surprise her again because I know she's worked so hard all the time. But when we've completed this, could you please take the water over and offer it to the Tahetaweew on behalf of the world, please? So in the name of unity, love, and understanding, and truly blessings to all, let us join up and let us do our daily prayer. Let it be our kindness that all knows, that we may walk with one mind and one spirit and one heart. I thank you, and I thank you for your patience, because I know you was coming this way. So let me come over here.
Yeah. We are now continuing with
My name is Lisa Sanchez. I am
so we are going to continue with
Beautiful.
seeing if there are
Well, thank you.
so many thank yous, and much respect, of course, paid to Keith Perry. We are going to, so the lapel is live, and here we have Joni Carley. And what we're doing is that we're stealing Chief's lapel mic, and we're going to take Dr. Reverend Joni Carley. We're going to take her over to what we call an interview corner, because we want to hear from people. Maybe this is the beautiful, having this beautiful split rock in the background. And what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be hearing specifically as the ceremony of two stones continue in sacred space, very close to Split Rock right here. We are also going to hear from Dr. Reverend Joni Carley. What's alive for you right now, Joni?
What's alive for me is that this is one portal of 7 portals around the world. And this is an energy grid. And even though these grids are in very specific sacred places, we are all nodes on the grid. And so I ask you to take this ceremony into your heart by just taking a moment, take a breath, and feel into what you're feeling. Feel in reality that just like the earth makes your organs and you stand on the same earth we all stand on, just like the water runs through your blood, just like the fire lights up your nervous system and charges up your passions, so the grid charges you, and you are a part of it. And so hold that. Feel that circuitry that comes through you. Just take a moment.
know that you can only be on the grid. There is no other place to be. You are a node. You are the charge of creation comes through you. Blessed be.
Blessed be. This is so beautiful. Now, right? Make sure my mic. Oh, okay. So here we go. We have our little red mic. Well, first of all, Janice, we're going to talk to you soon. But first of all, I need to double check that we are back and that we are actually rolling. My whole equipment lost battery. And is it okay if I ping this on?
Yeah, just wherever.
Yeah. Because can you introduce yourself again and then tell everybody who you are and whatever's on your heart and what's alive for you.
Hoa, Oshio Nagadon, Wakan, the Kehidohi, Goshiho, no less as Pen Dagwato on Tijalaki, Jalaki, on a lost along your Talon Kalangon, Alaquama, Digalo Sean. So, my traditional name is Cowboy. My legal name is Seth Penn. I'm a Cherokee, and I'm enrolled Cherokee tribe of Northeast Alabama, one of the 9 state recognized tribes in my homelands of Alabama. So I'm here today, and my mother's here today to just stand alongside of our Ramapo brothers and sisters, our relatives, and the other tribes and non-natives that are here today too, to just come together in the spirit of unity and understanding. As we come here, it's really a significant time of healing and of restoration, because people don't oftentimes think about the reality of land being alive, rocks and trees and water and you know, these elements that have life that were created by the Creator. And with something that lives, it also feels pain, it also has wounds, it also has hurts. So as the land is broken, as the land is soiled by innocent blood, by stealing, by theft, by lies, deception, so many things that you can find in places like this that have been wrongfully took from indigenous communities. So today, as we come here to a place of where we're operating in that opposite spirit, that spirit of restoration, of reconciliation, of healing, that's really the take-home message. And that is something that I prayed and I prophesied earlier during the ceremonial time of this event, is that let this be the start of a movement, you know, in your communities, wherever you're watching from. You know, let's be advocates for our places like this, where the land is crying out to be healed and to be reconciled. Because if we can bring the healing to the land, then we'll see healing in our nations, in our countries, in our communities. So it starts with the land. And if we can realize and recognize that this land is alive and that it is crying out for us, and we find the proper ways to heal it and to help it and to see what it needs from us, and come back into that balance of understanding that we are related to the things around us, that we are created by one Creator, one true Creator. So that's the take-home message, is understanding that we are related. We rely on water, on air, on these plants, on these animals to live, and we need each other. So let's have conversations, let's have ceremonies, let's come together to talk about these things, get to know each other, and figure out ways to move forward in a better way, of where we openly communicate. And, you know, obviously there will be things we don't agree on with religion, politics, you know, things like that. But everyone needs water. Everyone needs food. and everyone has animals involved in their life, or trees or rocks. So those are things that we can all come to terms with and understand the importance of them. So let's focus on those things. And that's really, to the broader audience, the focus here, and you can enter in spiritually too, in your heart, to be with us here today. But really, for those of you watching, understanding and knowing and moving forward in the mindset of the connection and the balance that we're all related and we all work together. And I hope to see more of these types of things begin to happen across the country and other countries as well, of sites being returned to the proper way, managed in the proper way, and the right people in a joint unified effort coming together to ensure that this happens. So this is an awesome thing. I'm honored to be here, Wado, and thank you to everyone who made this possible and everyone who's watching.
Oh, how beautiful. That is so great. I'm gonna steal this little lapel. We sort of ran out of technical options here, but we'll put it here so that we can all be heard. And I just for the Zoom room, I just want to let you know that I'm not hearing feedback because of this little tech glitch that we had here. But the two-stone ceremony is continuing, and we're gonna thank our cowboy. Is that your name? It's so
great. My traditional name, it's Tahetaweew, which does translate to cowboy. And our tribe's fortunate, we still have our language, and we honor that. We embrace it. We fight for it every day. So people say, cowboy, that doesn't sound like an Indian name, but I was given that name because of my love for horses and rodeo and growing up around agriculture and farming. And honestly, most of the time I'm in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. So that's why the elders decided to name me that.
Oh, how beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much for being here today and supporting this global spirituality that we're coming together under the umbrella of World Unity Week. And this broadcast is going out, and Unity Earth is, of course, wonderfully the wonderful organizers of all of this. So I want to thank you again, and we are going to find some other people to speak with. Thank you again.
Thank you. I'm charging your phone. Would you rather hold your own phone?
You are the best. Let's see here. I think that whatever we say here is going out into the feed. So we're going to find Janice, and we're going to see if Janice wants to say a few choice words about where we are and what's alive for her right now. In the meantime, the two-stone ceremony continues up on Split Rock. And we just heard from our Cherokee brother. Beautiful, beautiful message on how this all starts with taking care of the land and having a relationship to land and nature. So here we are, Janice. Janice is here and would like to say a few words. You can hold it if you want.
Okay. Hi.
Yes.
Well, hello to all my relatives across the world watching this today. Thank you for being present with us at this auspicious moment. I grew up about 5 miles from here, and I knew the story a bit of the Ramapo. But as I've come to know Chief over the years, I've learned the deeper story. And that deeper story is the story of the history of our country that many of us don't know, that should be in our history books. It's because of the Ramapo Lenaape that George Washington won the Revolutionary War. We have our freedom. They allowed George Washington to come through Ramapo Pass, right, to get their supplies up the Hudson River. They allowed George Washington to mine the iron on their land, on their ancient land. This land has geological formations millions of years old. And the cannonballs that they used, the chain link fence across the Hudson River, that was made with Lenaape iron. But we've forgotten that. We don't know that story. And as I grew up, that was a distant story, and it was not in my history books. And I want all to know this story. And we took their land. And what's so exciting about this is that these indigenous native custodians of this land are getting their land back. And it's because of allies like Linda and Joni and me and Reverend Carly and many others who stand stand for and around the chief and the Ramapo is because of the New Jersey Conservancy and the Doris Duke Foundation, who raised money for the 54 acres of land that now belongs to the Ramapo Lenaape Indians, where the sacred Split Rock Mountain, which they call Tahetaweew, stands. It's a mountain that they have been using for centuries, where the tribes came for treaties and to come up with answers to serious problems, and then go down to the long houses and share with the other members of the tribe. We are so excited that they have this back. We have much to learn from them. And since I was able to do, I'm getting a little emotional after the solstice ceremony, which I was witness to and part of the other day. And as I left this land, I have new eyes now. As I drive the roads that I drove, as I grew up on this territory or this unceded land of the Ramapo Nation, I see these roads. I see my high school, my house, the lakes around here with new eyes. I feel the ground in a new way. And I urge each and every one of you to find the sacred ground under your feet. Find out who it belonged to, where it came from, where you came from. Find your connection to the land. Find your connection to the ancestors. We're all indigenous in some way. Find your indigeneity and reach out to those who came before you and hold them in your heart and hold their hand if you're able to, like I am today. Thank you.
How beautiful. Janice, I want to thank you for this moment of giving thanks and for sharing how your perspective is forever changed. And I think this is such a beautiful encouragement to us all to allow new eyes. We can see things differently. We can see it as one, and we can see the importance of the land. And as our Cherokee brother, Cowboy, shared with us, that's where it needs to start. And it's such an intriguing perspective to say, start there. And thank you for sharing this. The history of this part of New York, New Jersey, because of course, indigenous peoples did not have the same way of dividing their land, right? It's so we're in a territory that was all the Ramapo, Munsee at the time, but how significant that has been to shape America as such. And so we're going to continue to educate people with that.
Yeah. And the other important thing is we talk about saving the earth, and we sit in silos with all different technologies that will save the earth. But I truly believe that the earth doesn't need saving, we do. And we will find these answers when we learn to listen. And as Aboriginal relatives say, Deary, that's the deep listening. Listen to nature, listen for the signs and signals of how you can work with the land. Work with the land. So I thank my indigenous relatives for that teaching. Thank you again.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little break from the interviewing and just tune in with where we are in the ceremony, and we will be right back with some closing words from the chief.
So here we are. We are back in the interview corner. And if you either want to put that on or if you want to hold it, I would love to hear some words. I know that you've been very involved with the tribe. So if you can introduce yourself and just tell whatever is alive for you right now.
My name is David Johnson. I am an archaeologist, a non-native archaeologist, who has been helping Native Americans across North America, United States, Canada, and in parts of South America, Chile, and Peru, in helping preserve their sacred and ceremonial landscapes. And this mountain, split rock, the glacier erratic that's here, all encompasses what is all of the characteristics of a Native American sacred mountain, common to other regions throughout North America where glaciation took place. And in each area, the largest glacier erratic is a sacred site to the Native Americans. And my studies help them show that it's related to concentrated flows in the groundwater, the spiritual stone features that are present on the mountain itself, and I also help them with the astronomical alignment that are associated with it. As Chief Perry said, this is part of a portal. And it is a portal when you stand here, putting you in alignment with the three worlds, the underworld, the present world, and the spiritual world above. And this is what makes it so sacred to Native Americans. But those who are non-Native Americans or believe in other religions follow much of the same practices, trying to be in line with the Creator, with their God. And this is an example of that. And we need to respect all of these religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, and sacred sites as equals. And this certainly is one of them.
Your knowledge runs so deep. I've been with you when you've been lecturing and presenting all these various findings. And I am struck by what you can make out are... We're getting some beautiful horns here at the end of the ceremony. So beautiful. So that means that the two-stone ceremony has come to an end. And of course, it's a beautiful moment for all of us coming together in unity. But I am here with someone who is so knowledgeable about the lands. And one thing that I've always been struck by is how you can decipher what are remnants from native peoples rather than just arbitrarily flown around rocks and formations. So can you expand on that?
Yes.
I think it's fascinating.
One of the things that I've done is work internationally and multi-regionally on this, studying Native American sites in multiple regions and looking for their commonality. So what we find are common symbols, shapes, features, and ceremonies associated with these things across the landscape throughout Western Hemisphere. And this is how I help Native American First Nations preserve their sites. Because instead of speaking regionally and say, oh, well, this is ours and this is why it's ours, we can say, we have an example in Connecticut of this. We have an example by Calgary, Alberta, Canada with this. Or we can associate it with something in Arizona and the Carolinas, or even Peru or Chile or Mexico, and say, look, this is the DNA of the Native American. This is the fingerprint of the Native American. This is the written language in stone and nature of the Native American. And to those who are out there, if you want to contact me in any way, please do. I volunteer my services to Native Americans to help preserve sites. So if anyone is willing to contact me and we compare notes in that, we can help see how we can help each other preserve these sites before they're destroyed.
And how do we reach out to you?
The best way is to
perhaps you have a website?
Yeah, I don't have a website to speak of right now, but my email is global, GLOBAL, D as in David, J as in Johnson, at optonline, OPTONLINE.net, or call me at 845-454-1860. And you can look me up on the internet. There's lots of hits on me, on my work in the lines of Nazca, work in Peru and Chile, and also here in North America. And you can find my email and address, or contact Chief Ferry in the Lenaape, and they will tell you how to contact me. I work all over the world to do this, and I'm willing to help.
This is so great. I am so thrilled. Thank you so much for that. We're gonna move along here because Chief is gonna close out the ceremony, and we're gonna put this little mic back where it belongs. Oh, sorry. I am walking into the circle. I shouldn't do that. But I do want Chief Perry to be the one who is heard at this point. As
do you want to let her hold that? Do you say a prayer and then we can do this?
Yeah, for all of you.
It's time for you to do a prayer.
Joan. Say a prayer.
Veronica's going to send the water off. We can stay in repose for about a minute and we'll be in good shape. She's the camera lady, you know what I mean? Another gift. From there, walk on the outside, probably easiest. I would like to remind everybody how very profound this is. This is the beginning of an altar of unity to the entire world. This is about all of us, everywhere, every inch. And I would like to also thank all our relatives with Unity Earth and all the many other organizations that's been supportive. Be quiet for a moment. Share what we're doing. Go on the outside if you like. You're okay, you're already there. What I would like to do is also share a small vision of where we're going. As we grow in unity, we're looking to have this be a World Heritage Site. So that somehow, some way, it'll be a tad easier to get up here. But the spirit should continue to grow and expand to where there will be no question that we are all indigenous. We are all important. We are all one. And the goal is, as I said, to become a World Heritage Site, not on paper, in our spirits, in our hearts, and in any way that we can. So I'd like to thank, if everybody can just stay in repose for a moment, while Veronica is going to send off the water. And should I hold that, dear? Are you all right?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Play. Thank you, everyone, and be very, very, very safe going down. I'm sure some of those steps are slippery, but if you do feel like providing some humor, feel free to whatever you may. But remember, make sure you read the sign on the way up. Sorry.
It's a blessing for us.
Oh, thank you. So we listening? We put it out for everybody?
I would like to know if Chief Dwaine is there. This is the time where he might share his blessing that he has prepared
Can we
for.
share it with everyone?
I don't know.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Good morning.
Is he ready? He's on.
Well, let us
he's
thank him. Okay, we have a blessing from Chief Phil Lane of the Dakota. I'm not sure if anybody can hear it. Yankton Sioux, if you'd like to
speak up.
Yes, brother. Well, I want to really give incredible thanksgiving to the Ramapo, Munsee, Lenaape Nation, and Chief Dwaine Perry for opening up this sacred portal. I want to thank our Mamo relatives for coming and sharing and encouraging this to happen. I think what we understand and know is this, The indigenous people of the Americas are all one. We're one people, as we are everywhere on Mother Earth. And I fully support Chief Perry's calling us all to come together as one human family and to end war, to end this conflict. So I'd like to share this brief prayer in honor of the greatness of holding on all these years to the Eastern Gate. All these years, you can imagine what the Ramapo, Munsee, Lenaape Nation have been through. And yet, despite this all, they've kept this place sacred, and now it's open to the world, as you will see happen across the Americas as the union of the condor, the hummingbird, the quetzal, and the eagle arise. Creator of the universe, most beloved one, all-powerful one, most kind one, most compassionate, ever forgiving one, we ask and give thanksgiving for blessings to shower upon Ramapo, Munsee, Lenaape Nation and their vision, to shower this oneness upon all the human family and allow this portal to truly be as it is and has been a foundation of the spirit of the Ramapo people that will enable them to survive despite overwhelming odds that it might become the same for our human family. And Tahetaweew, we call upon all the tribes and nations of the East to stand up in honor and respect for this act that has taken place today, the restoral of one of our sacred portals. And we thank all those tribes and nations in Unity Earth, all that have joined in here to support this incredible historic act. And we call upon all those tribes and nations of the South from where comes new life to stand up in honor to the Ramapo Nation, the Ramapo, Munsee, Lenaape Nation, and Chief Perry and what they've done here. This will become, as we know, through these prayers, through this action, a place of unity, a true United Nations, a true place where we can come together with one heart and one mind and many bodies. And gosh, we call upon all the tribes and nations of the West, for where comes thunder, lightning, and rain. We call upon them to stand up with that sacred power of thunder, lightning, and rain, and to enlighten all humanity to this sacred place. And those that are gathered there, we give thanksgiving for all the work it took for this to unfold as it has for all humanity. And we call upon all the tribes and nations of the North from where comes the white snow to stand up in respect and honor of the Ramapo, Munsee, Lenaape Nation, Chief Dwaine Perry, for fulfilling these sacred prophecies and bringing together our human family here together. And finally, we give our thanksgiving to Father Sky, all the masculine elements of life, but we humble ourselves before our beloved Mother Earth and her representatives, womankind. And we ask that womankind, who have so beautifully brought that water, that sacred water, to finish this sacred ceremony and bless that sacred place with sacred vibrations, sounds, songs, and we come together with one heart and one mind and many bodies in unity and harmony. And so we give thanksgiving at this time again, that split rock, that Tahetaweew has been opened up again. And as Chief Perry had talked about how his ancestors before him had gone quietly there when he was just a small boy, taking care of what he called Indian business. This was the business that was being prepared for all these years. Somehow, in the sacred heart of the Ramapo people, they've kept us alive. So we give thanksgiving in another way. Aho limichante washtelo, manohe meado, chinupasap meado, how limichante washte. Aho. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And the Sheikh.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So
already, so like we can ease you now.
Yeah.
I want to see Rose. I want to see Rose and
Janice, there's just one more message.
There he is.
One minute message.
Wait a minute, Rose. I want to Alan. Well, we'll talk later, but I want you to meet Rose.
Hi.
Rose is the lady who volunteered at Sweetwater and put all those beautiful plants out front. And she is the lady in her time, with all of our help, who is going to be planting that hill.
Oh, okay.
So if you can dig up some of our folks,
You tell me what you want.
she'll be there to help. My point being, when you asked it, that I didn't want to go into that. That's why I come to you and speak to you personally. I don't want you to feel that I'm here for something else.
His kindness.
Yeah, and
makes me want to do.
There we go. Now we can wrap up here. We can cut the other mic, seeing that the chief has wandered off with the other mic, which is awesome. Of course, we know that we have another message, Ben, from one more of our many friends around the globe. So we are wrapping up from actually not so rainy skies any longer. And I want to thank all of you so much for your support and for being with us here from Split Rock in unity and in global spirituality. I love you all. Many blessings. Much love to everyone. And Ben, I am handing over the talking stick to you.
Dear Chief Perry, this is a message I want to share with you on this very special occasion with your community. And although that I'm not with you presently, I'm certainly with you in spirit. This was a little prayer that was put together by some Catholic nuns for their conference coming up at the end of this year. And I would like to read it for you and to you. God of the universe, in this time of great vulnerability throughout our world, you beckon us to create space to engage in deep listening. May we listen to you in silence. May we open our hearts to listen to the voices of the First Nations people. And may we listen to all of creation with wonder and respect. In our listening, may we be guided to speak more courageously, love inclusively, and co-create a more peaceful and just world that flows from a living spirituality of being in communion as you are today at Split Rock, with great blessings and love. Joe.
Nothing, absolutely nothing can separate you